Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. Today I'm helping host a convention. This is a brand new convention in Estonia that we're hosting in Rakvere. Sorry, there's background noise. And I am the program manager and the cosplay coordinator, and I'm also hosting a meetup. And I also did a lot of our social media posts. I wrote the text for our social media posts and posted the stuff. And yeah, so this is actually my second time organizing a convention, but the first time I didn't have time to film anything. My first convention that I helped organize was Anixion. I've actually done several Anixions, but I'm not affiliated with Anix anymore, so now I'm helping organize this convention called Animega Mess, which is an anime expo basically in Estonian. And yeah, we're here 2 hours before the thing opens to public. In a little bit we will have artists and cosplayers and things, but I'll show you around until then. Okay, so here's the thing. Usually the way I do my convention reviews is that I talk about the stuff I saw, I talk about the stuff I enjoyed, and I'm also a little bit critical about the stuff I didn't like. But in this case, I was one of the organizers, and I organized so much of it that it would be completely impossible for me to be objective and to even pretend to be unbiased. So I'm just going to talk about what the experience was like for me, because that's completely different than usual. I couldn't be in any one panel or any one thing 100% of the time, but I tried to see a little bit of everything. Also, I couldn't film very much, so a lot of this footage is actually filmed by my mom and not me, but some of it is done by me as well. But just so you know, thank you to my mom for filming some of the stuff. Obviously, I was at the event before it opened. It was supposed to open at 12, and all sorts of guests were supposed to come in at 10, but because it was a free event, lots of people wanted to get in early, and at one point I just let them come in early because we didn't have any sort of tickets, so it was fine. Also, one of the websites that we didn't directly manage but that helped promote us had said that we opened 1 hour earlier than we were supposed to. So at one point I just gave up a little bit. And now I was responsible for the lecture program, and I really wish we would have had more space for the lectures. We had the lecture hall, which was one lecture hall, and it was never like completely full in the sense that all the seats were taken, but it was always completely full in a sense that there was something happening. And we put some of the lectures in the main hall, but honestly we still didn't have enough time for all the lectures, because really for some people 45 minutes wasn't ideal. It clearly wasn't enough. I had to tell them to wrap their stuff up at the end because other people wanted to come and do their lecture, and I also didn't want the program to run completely over. So I felt like we would have needed at least one more lecture hall. But sadly we didn't have one. We managed quite well with the main hall and the lecture hall. The first lecture was the LARP lecture that I actually managed to see in the main hall, and that one still wasn't completely full because it was the beginning of the day. There was a pre-judge going on upstairs, and the cosplay competition was up next and was actually a little bit late, like half an hour, and I was panicking about it because I didn't want the entire main stage program to run over. The main stage also had dancers. They had the wonderful Yuri and Yosakoi dancers. They had wonderful K-pop dancers that my mom filmed. It wasn't a contest, it was just a really good K-pop group that did different dances, and people really seemed to enjoy it. We also had a Japanese sword demonstration, and obviously we had cosplay in 2 blocks. We had our amazing judges who all picked their favorites, and the audience picked their favorites, and there were also the 3 winners. And this was a completely different format, in that usually in Estonia we have show formats. This was the kind of format I had seen in Finland, where they talk about the outfits to the audience, and audience gets to know how their outfits are made, and get to ask questions. Actually, our show host allowed the audience as well to ask questions, which I think was a really nice touch. And I would also just like to thank Gwen for hosting, and obviously our wonderful, wonderful judges. At one point, there will also be professional photos by our photographers, and I will put the convention Instagram down in the description, so you can check that out. And I will also put probably some pictures in my own Instagram, but definitely check out the convention Instagram for all the photos if you want to. We had loads of different lectures. We had some about Japanese street fashion, about Chinese tea. We also had a lecture about Korean mythology and animals in Korean mythology. And in addition to their dances and their dance performance, Yuri and Yosakoi also had a dance workshop for our guests. However, the only thing that I myself could attend from start to finish was my Moiseongtongsu meetup. We also had a One Piece meetup, but I hosted the Moiseongtongsu meetup, and I think it went quite well. We had a quiz, and for the quiz we had the wonderful prizes, the stickers I got from Suika. If you want to learn more about that, about how I managed to meet Suika, then check out my dragon video. But Suika gave me those wonderful stickers for prizes, and this time I made quite a difficult quiz. Partly because I felt that we had such cool prizes, and partly because I felt that when I have done these quizzes previously, people have had a pretty easy time, so I could make the questions a little bit harder as well. I think I might have gone a little bit overboard, so the next time I make a quiz, I might make it a little bit easier again. We had some vendors as well. I was very happy. The vendors hall was attached to the main hall, but it felt quite full. And I think the vendors actually did well in terms of their sales. Our head organizer also had their sales table, and it seemed to do really well. The Chinese tea lecturers also had their table, and that seemed to do well. And I hope that the artists did well as well. If you were a seller at the event, please let me know how you did, because I tried asking everyone how they are, but obviously I don't have all the information. So yeah, for me this was a bit of a chaotic event because I ran around a lot. I saw bits and pieces of everything. Oftentimes I was running somewhere to solve an issue, and then it turned out that my colleague had already solved it, because I had a wonderful colleague who just kept tabs on everything and was running around and helping everyone, and he was amazing at that. So yeah, this was a completely new event that we did for the first time in Rakvere, which is an hour and a little bit away from Tallinn. And I just wanted to let you know that that's what I've been up to, among other things. And if you have enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to have some more coherent convention reviews in the future, make sure to subscribe and comment. Definitely please leave a comment if you were at the event. I would love to know what you think. Leave a like, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!